welcome to this week's Down the Shore. If you were with us last week, you know we spent the day with the lifeguards at Island Beach State Park. Well, there's so much to learn and so much to see, we decided to continue it to this week. You're going to meet other people who work at the park. You're going to see some of the equipment they use in order to save people's lives, and they're going to show us a couple of mock rescues. So stay with us. We're here with Bill. He's the superintendent of Island Beach.
What other activities can you do here besides going? We've been on the beach all day long. Do you have like canoes and that sort of thing?
Yeah, in fact, that's one of the focuses of what our program is right now. Certainly the people who come to Island Beach during the summer, and many of them do come to swim, probably 15,000 people a day come to the park.
Wow.
On a typical day like today when it's beautiful outside and the water is 70 degrees and it's crystal clear, and we have dolphins out there this morning you probably saw. But
we missed that.
We missed that.
They were here this morning. But one of the things we're trying to do is to try to have people understand more about the natural system that operates on a park like Island Beach, the things that are here, the seasonal migrations of birds, for example, the things that are migrating in the ocean, like the whales that we see in the fall. The different plant communities that exist on Island Beach. We've now cataloged over 300 species of plants that occur here. So Island Beach is a very special place because the birds and the animals and the things in Barnegat Bay that we are able to show people in many instances are not available because there's no access to these other places. Our canoe tours that we're doing now 3 days a week in the summer, the purpose of that is designed to allow people to get right out into that tidal marsh ecosystem, which is one of the most fascinating of all the ecosystems that we have and one of the most productive in the world, and see it up close, to learn how the marsh functions, to see how the food chain operates, to see the black skimmers in New Jersey's largest osprey colony and peregrine falcons that dive at 180 miles an hour. We have those here. Waterfowl migrations that come in the fall. So one of the things we're working on now is providing more access and better opportunities for people to understand and learn about the Bear Ground. We're doing every day. At 2 o'clock we do seining tours of the bay where people come to the pavilions and go out into the bay with one of our interpreters. We do a little seining and young people get a chance to understand the productivity of the bay and why it's important to keep the water clean and see the small flounder and the small fish and the things that are very important in the survival of the bay, and they're part of that food chain that begins with algae and ends up with large fish that people could consume as part of the economy of the local area with crabbing and clamming and fishing and those kinds of things.
Well, we'd like to thank you for your time.
Okay.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is our rescue board. You ride out it in two ways. You can get into the water. You can either one, stay in your stomach and paddle out, or the second way is you pop to your knees and you paddle out that way. Once you get to the victim, it's basically almost the same way as the kayak, but a little easier. Just get you can help the person right on. If they're conscious, unconscious, flip it over, pop them over, and I set it back to that.
Now you flip the board over, pull their hands over, and then you re-flip the board, and now they're like laying over it, and you adjust them and you paddle them in.
Yeah.
One person actually takes this out?
Yeah, one lifeguard will take this out, paddle out to the victim, put the victim up here, lifeguard will be down here, and then you paddle in. And then either another lifeguard will be waiting for you as you come in to grab the board as you keep holding on to the victim and take them up on the beach. And then we get all the name information that we need, and Chris in dispatch, which you talked to, he writes all that information down.
Is this hard for them to paddle out? It looks like it'd be really heavy and hard to paddle out.
No, actually it's not that bad to paddle out. Now, to get used to it in the beginning for the rookies, yeah, it's probably one of the toughest piece of equipment to get used to next to the kayak. Because that's basically about the same.
Does the person have to carry this to the water too?
Actually, you run with this into the water.
I'd never be able to do it. It's almost like 3 times my size.
Hi, this is Chris Susi. She's our first female sergeant here at Island Beach, and she'll be talking through the mock rescues that we're going to be showing you today.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
These are my stand partners, Joe and Mike, and they'll also be doing this demonstration of the mock rescues with us.
Okay. How long have you been a lifeguard?
My first year.
Your first year.
I am a rookie.
Rookie, and you?
This is my 3rd year here. It's my 6th overall.
do a mock rescue with the old rescue board. This probably would be used for either long distance rescues or multiple victim rescues, rather than just swimming at a torp. It takes too long. The board is much quicker than a person swimming, so we can get to the victim much faster. Lifeguard's going after the victim on the rescue board. As you can see, he chose to use the rescue board because it looks like it is quite a distance from the lifeguard stand. It would be a lot quicker to use the rescue board. So put the victim on the top of the rescue board, spinning it around. And if the victim's okay, the lifeguard will probably say, if you can, you can help paddle in. Or if they're too tired, they can just lay there on the board. The lifeguard just lays right on top of the victim's legs so they don't go anywhere. If a big wave's coming, what usually happens is the lifeguard tells the victim to hold on real tight, and the lifeguard sits back and usually holds the board and the ankles of the victim so they don't go shooting off the board because of the wave. It's definitely a lot quicker than swimming. Approaches the beach, tells the victim to get off, takes one arm and the rescue board in the other. Leaves him at the beach.
Scott is part of the foot patrol here at the park. Would you like to tell us a little bit about your job, what you do?
Okay. We basically when we get in the morning, we have two shifts. We have an early morning shift and we have a later day shift. And we basically monitor the park. We make sure that everyone's abided by the rules of the park. During the day, we monitor the beach, both pavilions. And then later in the day, when people start leaving, we usually clean up and clean around all the pavilions, and we just make sure the park's clean and everyone's, you know.
So what are some of the rules that you enforce? Like if somebody litters, or I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, we basically try to control that. You know, if there's groups here, we try to control what they're doing, and you know, the rules of the park, such as, you know, no alcohol, no kites in the bathing area, you know, stuff that is going to make it for a more pleasant stay for everybody else.
We saw Bill have a couple people come off the dunes. Why do you not let anybody walk on the dunes?
Yeah, because the dunes are what preserves the beach from non-erosion, basically, and preserves it for later years to come. And if not, you know, the dunes get destroyed because they all run in a row, and if you kill one, it kills all down the line. So.
And the dunes are important for in case there's a flood or something?
Well, just to keep from all the sand blowing off the beach and the beach going back into the ocean. And, you know, it just preserves the beach for more years from now on.
Thank you, Scott.
You're welcome.
What we're going to do now is we're going to do another mock rescue with the kayak. This is basically taking the place of the rescue board here at Island Beach State Park. It has a kayaking paddle. Lifeguard usually uses this for long rescues. Again, just like the rescue board. Get out there a lot quicker than a swimmer if it's for long distance, and if the waves aren't really big. If the waves are big, usually we won't bring the kayak. Joseph, come this way. Will take the kayak for, as I said, distance rescues, and when the surf isn't very heavy, and it's not very heavy today. Shore break's a little big, but that's okay, because once you get out past the shore break, you're clear to get to the victim, and you won't get pounded by any waves. The kayak is also a lot better rescue equipment because it sits up higher on the water. That way you can see the victim a lot easier. What's happening now is the lifeguard will help the victim onto the kayak, just like on the rescue board. Have him lay on his stomach. And just paddle in, just like on the rescue board. Again, you have to be careful of waves because you don't want to take off on a wave. With the victim on there. So you just paddle in, talk to the victim, reassure them that they're okay, and they'll be fine, and you'll be to shore very soon. Very important to keep the kayak straight as you're coming in so you don't flip it over. The victim can just lay there. Again, looking for waves. Ensure everything's safe. And that was probably one of the most beautiful exits on the kayak I have ever seen.
We're at the pavilion. We're here with Matt. How you doing?
How you doing?
He works at the first aid station here. He's going to give us a little tour and show us what you do, right?
Okay.
Okay, we'll go inside. Go inside.
Okay, for the most part, anybody that gets hurt, like with minor injuries, will come up here, or they can walk up. Sometimes the lifeguards will call up and let me know that someone's coming up, and I'll meet them up on the pathways. And just the basic stuff. I mean, like you have kind of like basic supplies, with just to clean cuts out, take care of them. If anything real major, such as like a heart attack or something like that, they have like the longboard there with all the stuff for like a cervical injury, and that would be something that I would go out on the beach for. And from there, if they want to go to the hospital, or we feel it's necessary for them to go to the hospital, there's a first aid squad just right outside the park, and they come in and we'll transport them out. But, for the most part, you see a lot of splinters every so often.
Yeah, I snubbed my toe in the office when we were talking.
First aid.
First aid.
What kind of training do you need to be at the first aid station?
It's an EMT certification, and I guess I got mine about 5 years ago. I guess it's about 6 months of night school, 2 nights a week. And pretty much after that, you take a state test. And then this is my first year here, but I've been volunteering in my town for 5 years, so they look for experience, I guess, when they come here.
Well, this is going to be my next question. About how many cases would you have a day?
A day like today where the park is full, probably maybe 10 or 15 with the chance of 1 or 2 being major, like enough to send to the hospital.
Debbie needs a Band-Aid. Debbie needs a Band-Aid. She has a boo-boo. Hey, this is live action here. This is happening. Hey, I stubbed my toe, you know.
So you can wrap his toe.
Captain Shu laughed at me.
I am wrapped.
Look at this.
Check it out.
In action. Do we have to call an ambulance?
I think she'll live.
Debbie will live.
Get the chainsaw.
All right. Yeah, okay.
Okay. Thank you for your time, Matt.
No problem. Thank you.
This is the rescue tour. You take it on any activity while you're on the beach. If you're going to move someone, if you're going on an assist, of course. If you are going on an assist, you would you throw the strap over your head. We'd go after the victim, and when you approach the victim, if they're okay and they seem like they just need help getting in, you would push them the torp, and then you would come around them and lock your arms under their arms and hold the torp and side stroke them in. The torp, if you're just on the beach moving people, you take a torp because if anything did happen, if the guard on the stand saw something, they can just whistle to you and you would already be halfway there already. So you take a torp wherever you go, basically. So. Okay, Jackie's going to demonstrate the use of the torp on me. I am the victim. I'm drowning now. Look. I'll let you do it. Okay. Kidding. Oh, not for Jackie. Okay, we're going to cut that one out.
No, we're not. Anyway.
All right, I would swim over to you, and if you look like you're okay, you need some help, I would push the torp over to you. Okay, what do I do? You'd grab onto the torp. I'd swim around here, come under you, and you hold on, and I would
shirk you in.
Okay.
And
I feel really safe now, and I'll tell you what, she manhandled me. She's very strong. We're here with Paul and Jim, and they're rangers at the park, and they're just going to tell us a little bit about the job that they do here. Anybody can go first.
Okay. What we do at Island Beach State Park and what the park rangers do throughout the state of New Jersey is facilitate the management of people enjoying the facilities. Our primary function is really the protection of the environment you see around you. Secondary to that, of course, we have law enforcement powers, and we utilize those. What we really try to do is make sure that people obey the rules and regulations in the park so that the park stays the same way as they find it for their heirs and for their children. We do that by Island Beach, keeping people off the dunes. The dunes are extremely sensitive. If people break the crust of the dune by walking over it, or if they break the dune grass, that allows the ocean and the wind to come in and cut the dune down. Therefore, we lose the barrier island. Island Beach is one of the finest and most pristine examples of the barrier island ecology in the United States, so we really try to protect and preserve it in its most natural state. Secondary to that, of course, we do law enforcement. Some of the common violations that people commit that get them into problems here with us are bringing alcohol into the park. Alcohol is prohibited in all state parks in New Jersey. Additionally, they have a tendency to try to drive on the beach here at Island Beach with four-wheel drive vehicles without permits. We do permit dogs, but they have to be on a leash, and that's another common violation that is cited here. Outside of that, we assist the lifeguards in the ocean area. We also enforce fish and game regulations as regarding fish and migratory waterfowl. We patrol in four-wheel drive vehicles, on boats, ATVs, and if we can talk the forest fire nicely once in a while in a helicopter.
So you use those vehicles depending on where you have to go?
Depending on which part of the beach. Normally you find us in a four-wheel drive Ram Charger. That's the most expeditious way of getting around. We cover, the beach itself that we're responsible for is 11 miles long, so we cover an inordinate amount of beach. We cover that with seasonal foot patrol, seasonal motor patrol, who are really a great assistance. We have assistance from the Jersey Coast Anglers Association and the New Jersey Beach Buggy Association. With their courtesy patrols, they act as our eyes and our ears. The primary function for us is motor patrol in a Ram Charger. Normal patrol can be up to 100 miles on nothing but the beach all day long.
Now, we've been mostly in the bathing area. Now, where do people come in with their trucks to fish in
Yes.
here? Where do they go, all the way down the end?
There are three-access roads for four-wheel drive vehicles on Island Beach State Park. Gillikin's, which is the first one, that is for fishermen only. You have to be actively engaged in fishing at all times, and this time of year you can go from Gillikin's to a sign at North Follies. The second road is at A7. That's the second toll gate. You can drive on at A7 and drive completely down another 8 miles to the inlet. Normal on a good Sunday like we have today with beautiful weather, there's over 300 beach buggies on the beach at any given time. We sell two types of permits here. One is a yearly for $125. The other is a 3-day for $25. There are 11 required items, which we won't go into now. If anyone wants to go to the park, we'll tell you about it. You must have those required items at all times.
Okay, I know sometimes the park closes because you get too many people in. When do you make that decision?
When we close the park, it's normally on a Saturday, Sunday, or a holiday, and we close the park because we ran out of parking places. It's not a people thing so much as we have no other place to put the vehicles. We have some 2,800 parking spaces, and when they're full, the park gets closed until we can manage the flow to where what is leaving equals what it would like to come in.
So then you have to go at the front of the park?
We have to go out to the front gate and physically direct traffic and try to tell the people that we're sorry, but the park is closed and we'll reopen as quickly as possible.
So now, do they take those parking spaces up right out front, waiting for it to open, or do
no,
people leave?
No, that's a public street out there. If it's an authorized parking place, they may park there. If not, we move them. You got to keep the traffic moving because it's important that we don't interfere with South Seaside Park, Seaside Park, and the other boroughs surrounding it. Because if we close the park, it sometimes can ruin traffic further up the beach for us, and we certainly want to cooperate with the boroughs around us.
Sure, and then as people leave, you reopen it?
As when we have sufficient parking space and when the exit traffic equals what our entrance traffic would be, we reopen the park. Normally an hour and a half to 2 hours. But depending on a really nice beach day when there's no reason for people to leave the beach, it can go a long while.
Just like today.
Yeah, so is it like almost every weekend is like this?
In the summertime, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, I thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Paul, Jim,
Yep.
and have a good day.
Take care.
Hi, my My name's Joe. I'm partners with Bill Ruckert here at Island Beach State Park. In the park, we have a simple flag system here. As you can see, red means that lifeguards are off duty, no swimming. Last year, we had some problems with swimmers being off duty. Some people swimming in the water when they were off duty, and there was some drownings up north. There was no drownings here, fortunately. Usually, the water this year has been green on green, which means that the water's been calm, and we usually let people swim with some degree, with more leniency when it's green on green. If it's green on yellow, as we have it today, usually don't let the boogie boarders in, and we keep them out, and we keep people in real tight, because on days like this, the water's kind of rough, and there is potential for some dangerous situation. When the water's green on red, the water's very hazardous, and we normally do not let people in when it's green on red. Usually they'll fly green on red when there's hurricanes or when there's a bad northeast storm coming in. So usually there aren't that many people here, but every once in a while you get a nice day, and the water is really bad. Last year we had about 10 green on red days in August, and they were pretty hairy, but this year we haven't had any green on red, fortunately, only during Hurricane Bertha.
We're here with Ralph. Hi, Ralph.
Hi, Margaret.
You're from Lakewood?
From Lakewood,
Yeah.
yes.
How often do you come to Island Beach?
Well, we are new to the area, but last year we came here quite frequently. We enjoyed it very much, and I'd be here more sooner this year, but I've had surgery, so I couldn't come down. But my family's visiting from Massachusetts, and they enjoy it very much. And it's a beautiful day today. I wish more people come out here and see this lovely place. Nice to meet you.
All the way from Massachusetts, huh?
Yes, yeah, we're down visiting. This is second generation. He used to bring me down when I was that age to visit my grandparents, and now we're bringing the next generation down to visit the next set of grandparents. So this is life goes around and around.
Yeah, I guess. What are your children's names?
That's Spencer. Spencer, come here. Come here. Nope.
He wants nothing to do with us. Well, I can zoom in on you, kid.
Yeah, he's going to get you. That's Spencer. And then the one with the hat's Sean. And that's his mother, Mary.
Two little guys having fun on the beach.
Yeah, he loves it. Giant sandbox. Can't beat it. So, yeah, they love it. And, of course, we like it, too.
They had a good day?
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, we couldn't ask for nicer weather.
Absolutely beautiful. And, just they wouldn't let us use the boards, though.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Rough day.
A little too rough for that.
Yeah.
Besides that, it was great.
And you said the water temperature was
Water was surprisingly warm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the board. It said it was like 68, so I don't know.
Right, that's what I guess.
I think it was colder.
I'm waiting for it to get about 75 before I go in, but I don't know if
Well,
I'll
so you
reach
get
that.
north of Cape Cod, Plum Island, and it doesn't get above 50
That's right.
degrees, so this is real
That's
warm.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Wow.
It all depends on where you're from and where you used to swimming in.
That's right. Yeah.
What you doing there? Collecting shells? Yeah? I swear. How many you got? Show me what you got.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow, there's a lot in there. You taking them home with you?
Yeah, I'm taking them home.
What? All the people? Yeah, the lifeguards. Looking at the lifeguards? And birds. That's right, lifeguards and birds. More birds. The ocean? Spencer, you want to say hi?
No, he doesn't want to say hi. He's busy.
Busy. Got his own agenda.
And it doesn't include us.
Well, thank you for talking with us. Have a nice rest of your vacation.
Nice meeting you.
Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you. Thank you.
Mock rescue we will be doing. We'll be with the torp and line. This usually goes out again for long rescues, or if the rip currents are pulling really hard and the lifeguard is having a little bit of trouble getting in with the victim. Sometimes the victim is a little heavier and it's hard for the rescuer to bring in the victim. So another lifeguard will swim out this torp with the line, and 1 or 2 other lifeguards on the beach will pull it in, pull in the victim and rescue the guard. torp goes out first before any line is decided to go out. If the lifeguard decides that he can't get in, he or she can't get in because the rip current's pulling too hard or the person's a little bit too heavy, they will call for a line, which means another lifeguard will have to come out and swim out the line to them. The lifeguard always approaches the victim with the torp in between him or herself, and the victim, just in case the victim decides to grab onto the lifeguard. The fist up in the air means that the lifeguard in the water is calling for a rescue line to come out. Second guard blows his whistle to alert all the other guards that there is a rescue going on. And other guards from other stands come and cover so they can pull in the line. We need a couple of guards that tend the line through the waves so it doesn't get knotted up. Torp will exchange the torp with the free torp, and he will now take control of the victim. And the other rescuing guard can let go. The hand up signal means that the guards on land should begin pulling. Again, in the middle of them pulling the line means that the victim has fallen off or we need to readjust. So the people pulling the line stop. And then when they put the fist back up in the air, that means they can start pulling again. The line torp can also be used for multiple victims. Get them in quickly and safely. And the line puller will help the victim out of the water.
Well, this ends our day at the beach.
Hope that you enjoyed this week's show. We had a lot of fun being here at Island Beach State Park.
We want to thank all the lifeguards and the rangers and all the other people here at the park that make it safer and nicer for us to be here.
That's right. They were a lot of fun, and we appreciate everything they did for us. Coming up on next week's show, Margaret is going to go down to Huddy Park.
I'm going to visit the 19th Annual Wooden Boat Festival. We're going to talk to a guy who's restoring a 1965 Lyman, and he's going to tell us a little bit about that.
Right, and I'll be headed down Seaside, Bayside, where they're having the jet ski races, and I'm going to interview a jet skier, and he's going to tell us a little bit about the races and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
It'll be a lot of fun. Just remember, if you have any show ideas or if you would like to write us a letter, you can send it to Down the Shore,
P.O. Box 607,
Seaside Heights, New Jersey,
08751.
See you next week.
Bye.